the Cavs, we gotta let them know. They got it with a ship for bees head. They got it with a ship for bees head. Like the Cavs, we gotta let them know.
You are now locked in with Antoine Spivey. This is EnDaZone Sports.
Excuse me, folks. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? It's been a minute, man. Your boy been down. Had a little back surgery going on and just still trying to recoup, get back. But I had to see my people, had to interact with my people. It's been a minute. Let y'all re-hear the voice again. I'm glad to be back. Glad to get to work. We got a lot we're going to talk about on this glorious Monday. I got with me joining the show to talk these Browns, the real Ruiz, my boy Dave. We got a hot show for you today. We're going to talk some NBA talk, some MLB talk. We got some college football talk. Franklin, didn't see that one coming. But we got a lot. We're going to get into that and more on this episode of EnDaZone Sports with your boy Spivey. Y'all sit back, relax, get whatever it is you want to sip on, and get ready for a hot show. We're going to catch y'all in 30. Welcome back. Hey, before I go any further, they don't change the 30-second countdown on me. That sounds good. Popping off, sound good though. But welcome back to this episode of EnDaZone Sports. Y'all see who I got with me. I got the host of soon to be on the network. Mic check, take two host, the real Ruiz, my boy Dave. What's good?
What's going on, man? Excited to be here. Glad to see you back behind the mic.
Man,
that's the main thing.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You know, the journey ain't stopping, though. We still got a lot to do.
One day at a time.
One day at a time, man. But we here. We ready to work. Ready to get this going. Like I said for y'all, we got a hot show today. NFL, NBA, MLB, college. And then, unfortunately, at the end of this show, y'all, I got to discuss my 4 fantasy leagues. I don't know, for some reason why ESPN just don't fuck with me this year. I don't get it, but it's cool. But we about to show, they say, if it's easy, it ain't worth having. So, you know, as a champion, we got to go through adversity, and it's our adversity right there. But y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it.
It's looking tough. It's looking tough.
Looking tough. You're right. It's
looking tough. I got nothing to say. I got killed this week. I lost 3 key players. 3 of my wide receivers went down this week, all 3 starters. So
win.
I just gotta make adjustments.
We just gotta win. You look. I'd rather have to make adjustments than have to win. You know, like it's crazy, but it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, you ready to get this in, man?
I'm ready.
You was there live in person in action. Browns, Steelers. The Browns again took another L. That make it 22 straight home wins for the Steelers against the Browns. Again, you was there. What was the atmosphere like? What was the vibe like? How was the game looking in person from your eyes before I get to spilling what I want to spill about it?
Right. So let's start by saying atmosphere-wise, if you were a Pittsburgh fan, you loved that atmosphere. It was insane. They had a little over 66,000 people there, which was ridiculous. The crowd was insane. I went down, decked out, Browns gear, head to the toes. Even my shoes said Cleveland Browns on them. Yeah, and I'm walking down, and you know I'm getting heckled because I'm in Browns gear. They had the nerve to start like a "Here we go Steelers" chant, like we say "Here we go Brownies." I couldn't let that slide, so I started a "Here we go Brownies" chant all the way up the ramp, and I got booed all the way up the entire game and all the way down. I was the guy that started the chant in their stadium. As for the game, it was rough from the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. We went in there. I was with a buddy of mine. He's a Steelers fan, ironically enough. But we go to the game.
Ooh.
Yeah, boo, boo.
Ooh.
So it was insane because there was a lot of I was optimistic going into this game. You know, we traded away Flacco, which it needed to happen. Flacco was playing poorly.
Good job, Browns. Get him out of here.
And you know, Gabriel was starting, but he looked lost in my eyes, from the very first snap to the end of the game. He was lost the whole game. And when he tried to make a good play, when he had enough time to get outside the pocket, because the Browns O-line, they weren't playing the best, but they did enough to keep TJ Watt out of the hole, and he didn't record a sack. So him looking lost, the team needs to be able to help this rookie. No one on the team is helping this rookie quarterback. It doesn't matter who's back there. I think in my eyes, even though I think Shador would be better back there, but it doesn't matter who's back there when even that you got rid of Flacco, Judy can't catch the ball. They're unable to make big plays at crucial moments. It's really tough. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch traveling 2 hours to go support them from Cleveland to Pittsburgh, just for them to drop the ball, like literally and figuratively the entire of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The fans there, they showed up. Something I didn't know that they did during Pittsburgh games in the first quarter, when the defense comes on, they have this thing called Renegade, and they play Renegade. It's like a tribute video of like them destroying the entire AFC quarterbacks. And the crowd loses their mind and gives an energy level to that team that they honestly just don't do here in Cleveland. There's a lot of things that with effects and the way they get the crowd engaged. Yeah, we got Steph Floss down there saying, "Oh, get loud," but it's not the same when they have traditional things that the crowd looks forward to every single game to up the ante and up the electricity in the stadium. And you can honestly see what that electricity does on the field. You can see that extra man on the field from the crowd. And Cleveland just doesn't do that. I've been to countless Cleveland Browns games, and they can't make it happen. I sound like a broken record. They just need to make plays. The wide receivers weren't catching the ball. Myles Garrett was non-existent. You let Jalen Ramsey record 2 sacks. Like that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Yeah. For me, kind of like the song Ace Hood wrote. Same old shit, just a different Sunday. I don't mean to cuss with the word Sunday in the same sentence, but I mean, when you got your quarterback going 29 to 52 passes is like for a rookie against the Steelers team, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. You would think that they could get the ground game going to help out Gabriel. You mentioned he just lost from beginning to the end, and maybe not having a ground attack was a factor for that.
I think that had a big thing to do with it. During the game, the fans around us, the only person they were worried about on our team, from the chit chatter I heard, was Judkins, and they didn't get him enough opportunities. And then you play Dylan Sampson. I get it. He needs like reps, but not in the way you were playing him. If you're gonna run the ball, run it with Judkins.
Now, let me ask you a question. When Jenkins was at Old State, he could also catch the ball out the backfield, correct? Do you think they feel like Dylan Sampson is a better pass catcher coming out the backfield, and by them playing catch up, they wanted him in the game? Because I saw a lot of Ford in there as well. I saw a lot of Ford in there instead of having Quinshon Jenkins, or was that just a game to wear the basket, which I'm going to get on him in a hot second. Like, you know what, young Rook, this ain't the game, and ain't going for you right now. We're just gonna sit you down. Like what was it? Like, what do you think it was for them not to have Junkins in the game and really get him going? Because it ain't like the Steelers came into the game with a stout run defense. You can run the ball on them.
Yeah, right. It was the game plan. It looked like whatever Stefanski drew up, I know you're going to get on him in a minute, but whatever Stefanski drew up was not right. Even last game, you saw Ford out there a lot. Ford shouldn't be in there. He's your third back. Stefanski's making the same issues and the same mistakes he made when we had Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. He's making the same similar kind of mistakes, even though Kareem Hunt's that harder runner. But Judkins plays, in my mind, a lot similar to Nick Chubb, where he can find the gap and he can make the run. The problem is you're scheming Jerome Ford into this, and we haven't seen him make a big play in 2 years. Right. So why are you scheming him into the game when you have Judkins and Sampson? And that's a problem. That's something Kevin Stefanski needs to sort out, because if next game, if this looks anything the same, he's going to be on the hot seat for sure.
We got to give some love to Fannin Jr. Mm-hmm. He had a good game. Had some catches. Him and David Njoku. I noticed, again, I don't know because if he's a rookie and they just still getting acclimated to the offense, but he is utilizing the tight ends more than what Flacco was doing. I like that. I like to see the young rook get catches. What I don't like seeing are supposed to be veterans and Jerry Jeudy, who can't catch a cold. I mean, he had a couple of catches when it didn't matter, but when it matters most, you couldn't catch none of them. That ain't helping your rookie quarterback out either. The defense ain't looking. The past 2 weeks ain't been looking like the Browns defense. They gave us the big play last week to Minnesota over in London. That cost us the game. And then yesterday against Pittsburgh, they made Aaron Rodgers look like old school vintage Aaron Rodgers.
About to discount double check.
Man, he throwing back shoulder pass, touchdown passes to DK. DK came alive. They better be happy. What's the tight end name? Washington.
Mm-hmm. That first play of the game.
Yeah, that, and then he dropped a couple after that. That was wide open. That could have really open more for us on the defensive side. And then I felt bad. I felt so bad for Campbell. You just played 4 days before getting on the plane, coming to Cleveland. So you went there. Who they got you on? DK. DK ate them up. It was just bad all around, man. They looked like they just didn't want to play, which leads me to coaching. Kevin Stefanski, what's up with you? What's going on with you? I'm not understanding. Once again, we know the Steelers' record against rookie quarterbacks. We know how Mike Tomlin play against rookie quarterbacks. He don't let them. He welcomes them to the league. Let's put it like that. He welcomes them to the league. What's up with the game plan and on going into that game against the Steelers? And then when you found out early on you couldn't really get big plays through the ground game, you stopped going. Against the Steelers defense, you gotta keep. I don't care who you playing. You gotta keep them balanced and honest somehow. You gotta keep pounding that rock with your best running back and Quinshon Judkins.
Right.
What do you think is going through the head of Kevin Stefanski and these plays that he's calling, especially in situational situations?
Honestly, I don't know what the hell's going through his head. And he hasn't been able to scheme up a good play call all season, a good plan. Every single time we watch these games, we're not saying, oh, wow, that was a good play call by Kevin Stefanski. It's either, oh, wow, that person made a hell of a catch, which is rare. One by Njoku last game, and that was the only one of the season.
You look at the play, you look at last week against Minnesota down the stretch. Certain plays like, dude, really? Like,
it's like, what the hell are you doing? And what should be, I think we're after this season, I don't think they're going to fire anybody mid-season. But with the moves Andrew Berry has been making, like being aggressive with these trades, it's like him and Kevin Stefanski were forever attached by the hip. And it kind of looks like with the Shador pick and with the most recent trade, he's trying to separate himself because he knows firing season's almost here.
You talk about
Andrew Berry. And I feel like with the moves he's making, he's trying to separate himself from Kevin Stefanski because Kevin Stefanski he can't call a game to save his life right now.
Man, 2-time coach of the year. We need that now. We need that now, Stefanski. We need that now. We got another big game next week against I can't get it from my tongue. But it's another game where I guess all games now is must-win game for the Browns. I'm just hoping look, if they watch film against the Steelers, they go into the next game with a better game plan to run the football better than what they did this week. Had them wide receivers and whoever else was dropping all week. Only thing I want y'all doing all week, walk around with the ball in your hand. And whoever see them will hold the ball, try to smack it. Something.
A huge problem during the game was why Dylan Gabriel kept targeting Jared Jeudy. It's like they had those plays specifically designed for him to catch the ball. For what? He hasn't caught the ball all season. I understand you're trying to get him in rhythm, but the game was close until the second half.
Right.
Stop trying to force feed Jeudy the ball. He can't catch. He's, if you want to call it a slump, whatever you want to call it, stop passing him the ball. He needs to be exiled. Get people involved like Isaiah Bond and your tight end Njoku. Fannon's having a great game, great season.
He had a drop.
He had a drop, but at least get them more involved. So, he had a drop. The Browns lead the league in drops, but Jeudy leads the NFL in drops. Just him alone leads the NFL in drops. So you got to get the other people involved. He got paid and said, you know what, I'm done. This is it. I'm making my bread and I'm heading home. It's like he doesn't want to be there.
Bad game overall, Browns, man. Dylan Gabriel showed us some promise last week. Like, okay, we might have something, come out this week. I mean, on his behalf, he may not throw a touchdown pass, but he also didn't turn the ball over. No interception.
Luckily, there was some of those throws that if those corners and safeties could catch, they'd play offense because it hit them right in their hands.
But still, to this day, right now, 2 starts for Dylan Gabriel. What do you have? How many touchdowns? He got 2 touchdowns on the season, and still no interceptions as well with Wacko Flacco. He had 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. 2 touchdowns, 6 picks. Wacko Flacco. Before I let you get up out of here, man, we got some more coming in. Kels, what's going on, Kels? Do you think the Browns need to draft an offensive lineman?
I mean, I think every team needs to draft an offensive lineman, to be honest. But yeah, the Browns should go for an O-line. They have 2 rookie quarterbacks with no one to protect them. Why not go O-line? They got to go O-line. They got to go receivers. Our defense needs to just be able to hold up during those growing pains. But they've been trying, but they're getting battered, and sooner or later that defense isn't going to be there when the offense can finally figure it out.
Got to. Mm-hmm. JD, too many passes. 57 is way too much. Yeah, I said that in the opening segment. I feel like 52, 57. However, it's still too many for him in that situation against a Pittsburgh Steelers team, even though they don't have the best defense or the greatest defense as we are accustomed to seeing the Steelers. It still got Mike Tomlin, and we know what he still do against rookie quarterbacks, and it showed again yesterday. Do you think the defense is getting tired?
I mean, why wouldn't they be, though? You can see it in the games, honestly. You can see how the defense plays in the first half, whether they're shutting people down for 7 points or 10 points in the first half to the other team's offense is completely exploding in the second half. And that has to be that the offense can't get anything going. When an offense scores a touchdown or gets a couple big plays, that electrifies the whole team, and there's no adrenaline boost. There's nothing. It looks like they're dying out there in the second half, in my opinion. What do you think?
No, I agree. I feel like the defense is getting tired of it again. That's just something that we are accustomed to seeing over the past seasons with the Browns. The offense just can't stay on the field. We can't sustain drives, and when the opposing team is marching up the field 70, 80 yards, scoring a touchdown, and you coming out 4 plays, 5 yards, and you got 3 plays, 5 yards, you got to punt it on 4th. Defense right back out there. They ain't got time to gas, whatever it is. All right, so I do feel like the defense is getting tired, and just as Cleveland fans, we just accustomed to it. So it's not surprising. But like I tell people, I don't think the Browns gonna get right until they make that move, which has been approved. Or Jimmy has some news with the Browns.
Yep.
Been approved to get that move, that dome built over there at Brook Park. Last question, real quick. Is it the play caller or the players not executing the plays? Combination of both for me. I feel like Stefanski can call a better game, especially in situations. He don't need to get cute, and that's I hate that. I'm saying that around the league a lot. You know, even when they get on the goal line, quit being cute. Pound that ball 4 times up the gap if you got to on 4th. Well, you first to goal from the 2. You want to play action or you want to try to do little cute stuff, reverses it.
Hell, we saw what Philadelphia did. What works for them? The tush push. They did it 3-4 times in a row to score a touchdown.
4 times in a row.
And it worked.
They like,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They said we ain't getting cute. Nothing. So, yeah, for me, it's a combination of both. The play calling and, again, the players got to go out there and execute the plays. They got to catch it. You know, wide receivers got to get separations to be able to make plays, not just the tight ends. Everybody got to block. Everybody got to play their role to make that play work to how it's supposed to work or be executed how it's supposed to be executed. What you feel?
No, I feel exactly the same way. Like you said, Stefanski hasn't been calling the best games, but when he does scheme up those 3 plays during an entire half, the players have to catch the ball. There's some passes and some schemes where these wide receivers are wide open and they just can't catch it. The ball's thrown good. Like Gabriel will throw them a good ball. It's not like he's overthrowing. It's behind them where they have to reach low. It's hitting them lead passes right into the hands. I've seen passes where they literally got hit in the chest. If that hits you in the chest, that's perfect. That's a perfect pass. You need to catch that. Like if it hits you in the helmet or something, you have to adjust a little bit. But when the passes are hitting you in the chest, you got to catch the damn ball.
Yeah, we all know Gabriel ain't got the strongest arm out there anyway for the Browns. Dave, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate
Not
you
a problem.
And, giving us a clear hindsight of what went down in Pittsburgh with the Browns and Steelers down there. Appreciate you for representing for the Browns. Browns all day. Yes. Appreciate you, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Y'all be on the lookout.
Yeah, mic check, take 2. Coming January.
Coming real soon, man. Another hot sports show for y'all. Make sure y'all get down with it. More details to come. Dave, again, appreciate you, my brother.
No problem, boss.
And I'll be hollering at you real soon.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Yes, sir. That was the big homie Dave, the David, the real Ruiz. I got started with him in this whole podcast media thing, man. Some good times, some real good times, happy times for us. And I appreciate everything, he showed me, told me, and appreciate him coming on to the show and doing what he did. Okay, Dave, definitely can't wait till January. Yes, sir. Be on the lookout, JD. Appreciate that. Let's get into college football. Oh, no, my fault. I'm sorry. Look, I'm ready to talk about James Franklin. Let me give you this NFL Week 6 rundown recap. Excuse me, folks. Of course, we had Thursday, the Eagles losing to the New York Giants. Cam Scatterboo with a big game, 3 touchdowns. The Giants showed a little bit more time. Kind of reminded me of what the coach did with Josh Allen and company in Buffalo. And Jackson Dart, and also Drake May, but I'm going to give him in a minute too. It's kind of reminding me of that. But yeah, the Giants beat the Eagles 34-17 in New York. We just touched on the Browns and the Steelers. Steelers winning that game 23-9. No need to elaborate what happened with that. We just did. To me, one of the most boringest games of the weekend had to be the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets over in London. The final score of that game was 13-11. We had 12 punts. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 12 punts. 12 punts. Bo Nix had 125, I believe, yards at halftime. Ask me how many he had in the second half. Maybe 10. They decided to just stop passing the ball. The run game wasn't doing nothing. J.K. Dobbins, fine week for you not to do nothing. I thought I done traded for you, but I'm going to get on that in a minute. But yeah, that had to be the most boringest game of the weekend. Justin Fields did absolutely nothing. Garrett Wilson ended up getting hurt. MRI came back. Nothing too serious. He might miss a week or two, but nothing too serious. He avoided a serious injury to that knee. The play calling at the end of the first half of the game was just atrocious. Like, what is y'all doing? You had Garrett Wilson and the head coach on the sideline, you know, going at it. And what you laughing at, JD? Going at it, going into the halftime. It was real boring. Real boring. The game after that, the Chargers and the Dolphins, which actually turned out to be a good game. Chargers win 29-27. More drama, more problems in Miami. We had Tua post-game basically calling out teammates, pre-game calling out teammates about meetings, not showing up to meetings, and that ain't what we need to be hearing right now from Tua. We need to be hearing we trying to win football games. We trying to get better. We need to execute from top to bottom, whatever it is we need to do to get a win. But the Chargers going to Miami, led by Justin Herbert, and a good game by Vidal, picking up for the injured Amari Hampton. Chargers win 29-27. The New England Patriots going to New Orleans and defeat the Saints 25-19 off a great game by Drake May. I just mentioned him earlier. Defeated Josh Allen last week. Come this week going to New Orleans against a good defensive team. Offense is not too high. Defense is still good in my eyes. But they lose to the New England Patriots 25-19. Then we had another game that was kind of shocking to me that I thought was going to be more of a blowout, but turned out to be kind of a close game, was the Rams and the Ravens. Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua goes into Baltimore and get the 17-3 win, but everything wasn't so good in that game. Puka Nacua went down with an injury, but ended up coming back in. But now reports is that he could be missing a couple of weeks. The injury looking more serious than what they thought. So, I mean, Devontae, it's time for you to eat, but you let me down too. But, again, we'll touch on that later. Let me down too. Matthew Stafford did have one of the best games this season. I don't expect for that to keep happening with him. But, nevertheless, that defense still held on and got the Rams to win. Shout out to Derrick Henry, who finally got over 100 yards. You see how he's been running and fumbling lately, but big game for him. But it wasn't enough. The Rams win 17-3. We had another shocking game. The Arizona Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts, I thought was going to be another blowout game. Turned out to be wrong. The Cardinals came to play led by Jacoby Brissett, playing for the injured, Kyler Murray. Jacoby Brissett, 300-plus yards passing. Trey McBride found the end zone. Trey McBride, yes. Can't find the end zone with Kyler Murray, but you can find the end zone with Jacoby Brissett. Shout out to Brissett, by the way, man. Like, everywhere he go, he's just a professional quarterback. He knows how to win. He knows what it takes, what to do. I wish he ain't played bad for the Browns, man. He would have been a better option than Wacko Flacco. Hell, Jameis Winston too would have been a better option than Wacko Flacco. But I forgot I said I wasn't going to talk about him anymore. But the Cardinals go into Indianapolis and get a Colts a good game. The Colts moved now move to 5-1, one of their best starts in years. Colts went down with 31-27, led by Jonathan Taylor, 183 yards rushing, and a touchdown added. Also, Daniel Jones, another touchdown on the ground as well. The Jacksonville Jaguars was host to the Seattle Seahawks. I guess all questions now could be answered about Sam Darnold, the way he played in Minnesota last year. He goes over to Seattle to do the same thing. He got a number one target in Jackson Smith-Njigba, who had another monstrous game over 100-plus yards, receiving with a touchdown yesterday. The Jacksonville Jaguars coming off a big win last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess they were still riding that high, riding that wave. They come home and lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-12, but we did have a Brian Thomas Jr. sighting. Had a good game, 90 yards for one touchdown. Another shocking game. Well, not too much shocking. I did take the Cowboys to win, but it's the Cowboys and the Panthers. Now, before the game, Rico Dowdle, you see what he tweeted out, what he said, even after last week. Dallas, buckle up. Get ready. You know, everybody know Rico Dowdle played for the Dallas Cowboys from 2020 to 2024 after being let go. He felt this was a revenge game for them. He wanted to let them know, hey, look what y'all let go. I'm still a good back out here. And since the injury to Chuba Hubbard, Rico has been balling. Had over 30 touches this past game with a touchdown, over 100 yards rushing again, as he did last week. Dak Prescott right now is the MVP candidate. I think it's Baker right now, the way he's playing, but Dak is not too far behind him. Dak had a good game. It seemed like that connection with him and George Pickens is just getting even better. I can't wait to see how they look once CeeDee Lamb come back, which, by the way, reports are that CeeDee Lamb will be practicing this week, starting tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and hopefully he'll be out there week 7, get back in action, and ain't no telling how that offense will look. By the way, we need CD. If you're listening, you know who I'm talking to. We need CD. It's a must. The Titans and the Raiders. Titans once again lose. By the way, they also fired Brian Callahan today after a abysmal 1-5 start. The Jets are the only winless team in the NFL, but they go to Vegas to play the Raiders. Alja Wilson once again found the end zone for another touchdown. Raiders win 20-10. The Titans also lose Calvin Ridley due to a hamstring injury. He left out, didn't return. Status is unknown. Don't know if he'll be able to play next week, but the Raiders win that game. The 49ers and the Buccaneers. I thought the Browns had it bad. I thought I had it bad due to certain my teams again. We're going to touch on that later. We need CD. Man, see, look, we can't get CD over here, JD, in this situation. No, Browns got to get right. They got to get right. But having a CD would definitely be nice. The 49ers is getting the injury bug thrown at them left and right. Purdy, Jennings, Ricky Pearsall. They lose. Can't get his name out. Fred Warner yesterday. He's out for the season. Like, oh my God, San Francisco. But they still had a game to play. They go into Tampa Bay, to face Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they lose that game 30-19. Baker, he's another one. I feel like right now he's the MVP front runner to win it. Yes, I said Baker is the MVP front runner to win it. Everybody know how I feel about Baker. They feel like I hate him. No, I don't. I just feel like when he is here in Cleveland, he wasn't that guy for us. But I have also stated if we could have got this version of Baker Mayfield, I would have been good. I would have been cool. But the Buccaneers win 30-19 to move to 5-1 on the season. Baker, like an MVP, yeah, he is. He's playing like an MVP. Definitely playing like an MVP. The next game was the Packers and the Bengals. Joe Flacco's second game against Green Bay, but first game with the Cincinnati Bengals. He got the win when he was here in Cleveland against the Packers, but it was a different story this game. Packers win 27-18, led by Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdowns. Joe Flacco also threw 2 touchdowns, one to Jamar Chase and one to the tight end. Can't pronounce his name, not even going to try it, but he threw 2 touchdowns. Don't get happy, Dar. I know you were sending me texts yesterday. We're sending texts in the group chat, talk about Wacko Flacco. That ain't going to continue to keep happening, man. It's not going to continue to keep happening. But nevertheless, Green Bay put up a fight. They tried to make it interesting at the end, but still lose 27-18. Green Bay moves to 3-1-1. Sunday night game. The Lions and the Chiefs. Now, I was expecting for this to be a high-scoring game. I'm talking 31-28. You know, Detroit came into this game averaging 30 points a game, I believe. But the Kansas City Chiefs, that was like a statement game for them last night. They now moved to 3-3. They beat the Lions 30-17, and they get Rashee Rice back next week. So ain't no telling. You know, they didn't have them early. They didn't have all the weapons early on in the season. You know, Worthy went out for a week or two. Rashee Rice with the suspension. Don't know how the running game was looking. Or what you're going to get from the running game. Very suspect. Kelsey wasn't playing like Kelsey, but Kelsey looked like Kelsey last night. And, of course, again, when Kelsey played good, who was they showing? Taylor Swift. When they play bad, we don't see her. But nevertheless, the Kansas City Chiefs win that game 30-17. Now move to 3-3. Detroit now goes to 4-2. AFC better be on the lookout. The Chiefs said everything still run through us, regardless how we start. Regardless. The Packers defense are looking suspect. Yeah, I would say they are considering fact, you know, when the big trade was made to acquire Michael Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys, to add with that defense with Gary on that line, the corners, and when they play defense, they like to get up in your face because they can't get pressure from the line. The Browns, you know, ain't look too bad against them. You know, Cincinnati, and then they had the tie, last week. So defensively, yeah, the Packers got to get – I still think Michael Parsons is playing somewhat hurt, but not going to make that an excuse. You still got to play the game. If you're out there, still got to contribute. If that hurt, you don't have to play at all. But, yeah, the Packers defense is looking very, 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 very suspect. And hopefully, you know, as the season keep going, it will get better. But, yeah, you're right, Kels. The defense is looking very, 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 very suspect. That was your NFL Week 6 recap rundown. We got a Monday night game tonight, but we're going to talk about that in a hot second as well. But moving on to some college football. Over the weekend, we had a surprising firing. Penn State, Nittany Lions let go of James Franklin after losing 3 straight to Oregon, to Nevada, and I forget who they lost to last week. But there was one of the teams coming into this season that was going to battle, compete, try to take down, dethrone the Ohio State Buckeyes. They came into this season with the best roster on paper, of course. They started out ram-shotting people, and from there, don't know what happened. They end up losing 3 straight. James Franklin, let me give y'all a couple of stats from him. Last 6 games, 3-3, of course, losing 3 straight. In 12 seasons for Penn State, he was 104-45. You would say, oh, that's great. He didn't deserve to get fired. He didn't deserve that. Why did he get fired? Against O State of Michigan, he's 1-14. Oh, okay. You was brought over here to be that guy to, you know, compete with the Buckeyes and the Wolverines, and against them you 1-14 in 12 seasons. Against ranked teams, period, he's 4-12, 4-16, I believe. So you can win the games that nobody is looking at you to win, or you can win the games that, yeah, you better win them games. Northwestern and UCLA, thank you, Kels. Oregon, UCLA, Northwestern. So you can win the games that you're supposed to win. Florida, International, Central State. No disrespect to them schools, but we're talking a big powerhouse school and Penn State. You can win those games. But then when it's time for you to play the big dogs of the conference or ranked teams, period, you can't get the job done. I don't condone or I don't call for people to lose their job unless you're just doing that horrible. But we know how college football is. We know. Just like every other thing we do, any other sport, any other company, it's a business. And in college football, if you can't win them games they bring you in here to win, like Ryan Day, for example. He lost to Michigan last year. I think what saved Ryan Day's job, in my opinion, and I'm not going to get too much into it to get off topic, but what saved Ryan Day's job to me was the fact that he went on to win a national championship. I would have loved to have that Michigan win. Of course, you would take a championship over everything, any day. You would take that championship. But come on now, we know what it is in O State. We need to beat Michigan. It's like us against Michigan. It's like the Browns and Pittsburgh. We gotta, no, we can't. And then we lost, 4 straight to them, I believe, to Michigan. So Ryan Day's job was saved for winning that national championship. James Franklin, you got a 104-45 record. But as Janet Jackson said, what have you done for me lately? Dun, 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 against quality opponents, ranked teams, and especially against O State and Michigan. You just didn't get the job done. So therefore, the Penn State Nittany Lions have decided to part ways with James Franklin. But on the bright side for him, though, excuse me, on the bright side for James Franklin, he get $46 million. Just be sitting at home. Nobody in their right mind could be disappointed about that. I'll take $46 million to sit at home after been working, recruiting for 12 plus years. I'll take that 46. But James Franklin, hope he do get a job soon, get back into the college culture. Excuse me. But I heard something real funny on social media today. Talking of James Franklin, the Browns should hire James Franklin to be their head coach, clean house after this season to bring him in. Not. Don't do that. That's just a whole nother rebuilding. We know how college coaches is coming in their first year in the NFL that don't pan out. So no, not a good decision. Staying with college football, O State remains number 1, defeating the number 17 Illinois Illini this past weekend. I like what I'm seeing from O State, but what I want to see more from O State, you got to give me more on the offensive end. You got to give me more on the offensive end. Bo Jackson, 47 yards rushing, had a touchdown. Donaldson, 13 carries for 44 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. Receiving, 1 receiving, 1 rushing. I need to see more. You got a stud receiver in Smith. Probably going to go down as one of the great Ohio State wide receivers. So, you know, we do produce great wide receivers. That's one thing Ohio State do, is produce receivers. I like saying, I like him. He's a poised quarterback. Don't really turn the ball over. He's a game manager. But I know he could fling that boy. Tate. Claire, that's his name, Claire, 4 receptions for 38 yards. But I just still want to see that offense open up more. Defense is playing tremendous. Defense is playing stout. They playing fast. The best defense in the country right now. Offensively, I want to see us put up 45, 50 points. I want to see, that's what O State used to do back in the days. 45, 50 points, just blowing people out. But you win games how you win games. You can't complain how you winning them. All games ain't going to be pretty. All games ain't going to be ugly. Go get a mixture of both. But for me personally, I would definitely like to see them open up the field more offensively, especially when we get down to the nitty-gritty and get into these playoffs. So we're going to run into some squads that's just as fast as us, that can put up points just like us, and we're going to need to match that. We don't want to put a lot of pressure on our defense. With that being said, that was your college football report from Penn State. Well, not from Penn State, but about Penn State. And OHIO, Buckeyes still number 1. Let's show the ladies some love. Let's show them some love. The WNBA, the Aces, win their 3rd title in 4 years. You know what that make them? Dynasty. 3rd title in 4 years, defeating the Phoenix Mercury in 4 games. I watched all 4 of these basketball games, the WNBA finals, and what I said was the Aces, they wanted it more. I'm not saying Phoenix went into this series and laid down, didn't want to compete, didn't try to compete. They did. Bonner played good. Thompson played good, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. Chelsea Gray, we know the championship pedigree that she has. This is her 4th title. She won one with was it the Sparks? Don't quote me on that. I believe it was the Sparks, but she got one there. She got 3 with the Aces. Jewel Lloyd, another champion. They played like they wanted it more. They played more hungrier. They played faster. They defense brought it, especially when they hit the zone on Phoenix. I don't know why Phoenix allowed that zone to really disrupt them the way they did. I don't know why they couldn't get around that zone. You know, after 4 games, once you play a team in a series, you figure out something. And they couldn't do it. Jackie Young, shout out to Jackie Young, coming off the bench, nailing threes left and right. Actually, game 3 and game 4. Game 3, she was 4-6 for 3-point land. Game 4, she went 3 of 5. First half, they shot the lights out. Shout out to Becky Hammond. I think she learned a lot from Greg Popovich, been on that San Antonio Spurs coaching staff, coming over there to the Aces to win yet another championship. Nobody gave the Aces a chance after they started off the season the way they did. And then to end the season on a 17-game win streak, going to the playoffs and run ram shot through the league and the playoffs was just something amazing. 3 out of 4 championships. You got to give them their props. You got to put them up there with some of the great teams in the WNBA. A lot of teams haven't done that. I'm not even going to talk about the Houston Comets back in the days. It's like they won every championship that was played. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops and company. Shout out to them. Tina Thompson, one of the best franchises as well. But shout out to the Aces winning that championship. 3 out of 4. Wow, that's amazing. Alja Wilson. Well, we sticking to the Aces, but we're gonna get them some love today. Alja Wilson. What a year she done had. Defensive Player of the Year. League MVP. Leading scorer. Going to the playoffs. Winning championship. Your 3rd. Did win the MVP of the finals. Let me ask y'all a question and y'all can get back with me. Where would y'all rank Alja Wilson after all this she done did this season and her career period? Where would y'all rank Alja Wilson? Where would y'all put her at on that ladder? Because I know the WNBA. They say the face of the WNBA is Caitlin Clark. She came in, the hype around her. Great basketball player as well, taking nothing from her. But Alja Wilson is her. She's the dog of the league. She's the dog. A lefty at that. A lefty. Mid-range. Blocks. She had on one possession, I forget the young lady's name, on the Mercury. Blocked her twice. And then on the 3rd one, she blocked it. They ended up calling the foul, which I felt was bogus. She got all ball on that. But Alja Wilson is her. It's her. And I won't be surprised if they come back and get it again next year. She's definitely on the Mount Rushmore. That's all-time Mount Rushmore. That's. I mean, you got Alja. Well, I ain't gonna say her right now, but I'm just gonna throw some names out there, and you tell me would y'all take Alja over these players? You say Mount Rushmore, so that's 4 players. Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore. I just named 2 a couple of seconds ago, and Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops. You got Rebecca Lobo. You got Candace Parker. You got Sue Bird. Hell, you got Becky Hammond. You can throw her in there. Her coach. You got a lot of greats. A lot of greats. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, her accolades is crazy. Definitely in the conversation. Okay. So if y'all could give me y'all Mount Rushmore, JD, you throwing Alja Wilson in there, 3-time champion, multiple time defensive player of the year, uh, finals MVP. She's done it all. She's done it all. She's done it. She's done it all. I like Alja Wilson. I like Alja Wilson a lot. But y'all let me know who y'all Mount Rushmore is. For me, I can't. I'm not even gonna give you a list right now. It's hard. It's very, very. I would actually have to sit here and actually think because it's very, 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 very hard for me. Like I said, I just named a whole bunch of them that people could say is better than Alja Wilson. Some may say not, but I just named a whole bunch of players. Do you think the Thomas injury hurt the Mercury? I mean, anytime one of your star players get hurt is always going to affect that team and how they come out and play and how they execute. But in this situation, I'm gonna say no. When you say affect the Mercury, meaning them winning game 4 or coming back to win this series, affected that way because I don't think so. The way the Aces was playing this playoffs, this finals, when they got up 3-0, it was over with. It was over with. I said it before the game started. Oh, this is a sweep. I would have been very shocked if the Mercury won game 4 because them Aces looked like they was on a mission. They just had to look in their eyes. But shout out to Alja Wilson, man, with a tremendous year. The WNBA again captured her third WNBA captured her third title, along with the Defensive Player of the Year award, along with the MVP, along with the scoring title, along with the Finals MVP. Shout out to Alja Wilson, man. I expect to see them again next year, back in that same predicament in the WNBA Finals. Let's get into some baseball. Right now, we got the Seattle Mariners versus Toronto Blue Jays. Last I checked, it was 9-3 Seattle. This is game 2. Game 1, Seattle ended up winning 3-1 off a brilliant pitcher performance by Miller to get Seattle that game yesterday 3-1, only giving up 2 hits. And right now, let me give y'all some stats real quick while that game is in progress. Game 2, you got Seattle, like I said, was up 9-3. Now it's 10-3, bottom of the 7th. And this is also in Toronto, so you look at it, Seattle had already took home field advantage winning game 1. Seattle been on a mission as well. The way they ended the season, one of the hottest teams in the major leagues and the American leagues, and they shorted in the playoffs. And right now, they giving it to Toronto. They quieted them bats. Vladimir Guerrero and George Springer and company. With a healthy Caitlin Clark, can they take down the Aces next year? One thing I'll say about the Fever is this. They play hard as well. I like that team, and they showed without Caitlin Clark, they could cause some problems. They gave some people some playoffs problems in the playoffs this season. But you add Caitlin Clark to that team, depending on who the Aces bring back. If they bring back the same squad, I don't think the Fever will beat them. I think they will give them a good series, but I don't think they'll beat them yet. Maybe another year, let them get there, get their feet wet, see how the finals is, because things is different on the big stage. They're different, but Caitlin Clark and company, they will give them a hell of a series, but I don't think they'll come out on top. I think Wilson is the best player right now. Yes, she is the best player in the WNBA, but again, she's not the face of the WNBA. But to me, she is the best player. But Seattle up 10-3, looking to go up 2-0 in the ALCS, looking to move on to their first ever appearance in the World Series to play the winner between the Dodgers and the Brew Crew. Game 1 is tonight. Dodgers bringing Blake Snell to the mound. The Brewers haven't announced who they're going to bring out as of yet. I think that's going to be happening within the next couple of seconds. We might be off air by then. But I got the Dodgers to win this series. I just think they got more talent. And don't get it twisted. Milwaukee, they got Churio over there, Christian Yelich, William Contreras over there. They got some bats. But you got Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. You got bats over there, the pitcher staff. I'm not going to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him Yo-Mo. That's my name for him, Yo-Mo. That's what I'm going to call him. Ohtani going to be hitting the mound again. They got Snell going tonight for game 1, and they're going to bring Yo-Mo in for game 2. They didn't say when they'll pitch Ohtani, but he will be pitching in this series. I just think the Dodgers got too much. They've been there, done that. They got championships over the past couple of seasons. I think they're going to be ready. I think Milwaukee is going to let the big stage. I don't think Milwaukee has been this far in the playoffs to an NLCS. The Dodgers, I feel like with that experience, going to get the job done. And also, they're going to do it for Big Clayton Kershaw, who's retiring after this season. So, yeah, I'm taking the Dodgers in that series. I say it's going 6. I see the Dodgers winning 4-2 in the NLCS. With that being said, we got a Monday Night Football game tonight. Well, we got 2 of them. The Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons. And we got the Washington Commanders. Deebo Samuels will be playing. He's a good to go off the injury list against the Chicago Bears. I think both games is going to be. I'm really interested to see the Buffalo Bills and Atlanta game to see how Buffalo defense can contain Bijan Robinson, which the one weakness in Buffalo's defense, I will say this year, is the fact that you can't run the football against them. And we know Atlanta's one of the top rushing offenses in the league, led by Bijan and Tyler Algier, which I don't want Tyler Algier to do anything tonight because I'm going to get some in fantasy. Need for him to stay a dud. Stay on that bench. And if you do come on the field, Buffalo shut him down. As far as the Washington Commanders and Chicago game, I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. Both defenses coming in here kind of shaky. Chicago defense got a plethora of injuries on the back end. Caleb Williams is playing out of his mind. Roma Duze playing out of his mind. He done clearly took over the wide receiver 1 position in Chicago for DJ Moore, which keep an eye on that. Don't know how long he's going to be in Chicago. Rumors are, there's a lot of teams looking and will be inquiring about DJ Moore, which I feel is still a top receiver in the NFL. And on the Washington side of the football, no Terry McLaurin, who's out again, nursing a quad injury and hamstring injury. Don't know when he'll be back. Hopefully he did be back for the next game. But Jaden Daniels is back. He came back last week. Looked good on that knee, even with the brace. He showed no signs of regress. Deebo's out there right now. Deebo is a wide receiver 1, playing like a wide receiver 1, showing his you-know-what off. And I expect for him to go off tonight. Deebo, I need you. Go off for me again tonight. But I'm going to take Washington in this game over the Chicago Bears. And I'm taking the Buffalo Bills against the Atlanta Falcons tonight. Let me go 2-0. And y'all better do good so I can hit on my parlay. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight on this episode of EnDaZone Sports, man. Appreciate the homeboy Dave for stopping in and giving us his knowledge, his aspects, his view on the Browns Steelers game. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody that left their comments. Good to be back, man. Glad to be back. Your boy is here. We gonna catch y'all Friday, same time, same place. For Pick One, Sip One. That is back. I missed it. Catch y'all Friday. Y'all stay safe. For your boy Spivey, I'm out. Deuces.
Ballin' like the Cavs, we gotta let them know. They got it with a silver bees head. They got it with a silver bees head. Ballin' like the Cavs, we gotta let them know.
You are now locked in with Antoine Spivey. This is EnDaZone Sports.